courtside and talk to Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. Hey, Dave. Whatever works, David. Thanks. And some notable injuries for both teams. As we take a look at the players unavailable for tonight's game.
Half-dozen scratches from the game. A lot of players stuck watching from the sidelines.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. PJ Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the 3 spot. And for Los Angeles, LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Davis is out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's McGee in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ballgame. And it's Davis with the key.
Yeah, first and foremost, he's a pass-first team player. It's Caldwell Pope. Love seeing that.
And the feeling has been that the Lakers needed to acquire more veteran talent to put alongside LeBron, and they've done just that.
And you know, time is creeping up on LeBron. He turns 35 this season. Really, for the Lakers, the time is now if they're going to compete to get him another ring and perhaps themselves another banner.
Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. McGee, and he uses the glass on the Lakers.
Like the sun rising every day, you can count on LeBron to have his head up, scanning the floor, and finding the open man.
The 3 from Harden, traps in the tray.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter skill, but not who you want to leave open.
The drop.
It never gets old seeing LeBron throw it down, especially when he decides to do it with a little flavor.
Houston's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Westbrook, no good. Lakers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. Outside for Caldwell Pope. There's Green with the 3. The shot, no good. And Houston the other way. Here's Westbrook. Blocked.
Caldwell Pope showing us excellent timing there. Using his length well on defense.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring, but let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Drills the 3-pointer.
Well, he is looking confident. We love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now here's Westbrook. Inside, Covington. 6 on the shot clock. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. Lakers leading by 3. Caldwell Pope pass to Davis. Offensive rebound. Goes back up. That's good from Caldwell Pope on the assist by Davis.
Great ball movement there.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Houston. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. James with some nice D.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Outside for Davis. Pass to LeBron. Outside, Green. LeBron passes to McGee. Again, Los Angeles.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far. And if you want to start a game out, that's the way to do it.
And now the first timeout call here for the Rockets.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, here is House. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the people would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. Because they just did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch metronome.
And he delivers Davis. Offensive rebound. He's in again. And finally they hit one. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job on inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance play.
And here's Los Angeles now. Following the score by Houston. LeBron versus the McGee. Got the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Los Angeles.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 7. Harden left side. Lets it go. The shot that time, not on target. And it's the Lakers the other way. It's tipped. Westbrook with the steal. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Mike Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Waiters in for Green. Here's Westbrook. And it's sent back by Howard.
Get that weak stuff out of here around Howard. Return to sender. Really stamped that one.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. Boy, that defense smothered them in there. Love the intensity.
Here's Waiters. Second chance shot. James outside. Shot clock at 5. And finished off by LeBron.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside. Getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes the team.
Here's Westbrook. After the basket by the Lakers. Here's Covington. And Davis sends it back.
Well, I can tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, defensive stalwart, holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
J.R. Smith's checked in for the Lakers. Alex Caruso comes in for LeBron. Here's Clemens. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
I like the setup there. Green with a really rock-solid pick.
Here's Caruso. Kuzma left side. And Waiters kicks to Caruso. Misses the three. He's trailed by 11. Here's Clemens. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. As you're watching a game unfold, what characteristics do you look for in a great closer?
Obviously confidence, a real eagerness to make difference-making plays late, and somebody who can create his own shot if a play breaks down. I mean, that's essential.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Already a very confident player, knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Lakers leading by 9. Passes it to Caruso. Kuzma kicks to Caruso. Hands it from downtown.
It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboard. These second chance buckets are killing.
Hitters against Rivers. Kuzma. Lee pass was put in just the right spot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Rivers. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Some nice passing there by Houston from 12 feet out. And it's Green missing.
That's a shot he's got to that hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
It's Kuzma penetrating. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Here's Clemens. It's deflected. It's tipped. Kuzma outside. He feeds it to Howard. Carroll with the rebound. It's trailed by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Hands of the ball out of bounds.
Gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
The Lakers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. There's 1:38 left in the first quarter.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
Houston's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Clemens, he's guarded by Waiter. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. It's an 18-point lead. Here's Smith. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Clemens, he's guarded by Waiter. Pass to Green. The Rockets with another miss. Los Angeles leading by 18. And Dion Waiters, the bucket on the assist by Howard. And that's now 6 points for Dion Waiters. Rockets shooting in the early going here. Pretty dreadful, 22%. And there's the pass to Green. Pass to Clemens. They need this one. And Howard grabs the board. Howard's got 4 rebounds in this game.
They've been sensational on the backcourt to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Morris finds Kuzma. Howard, it's good on the putback.
Such a great rebounder. Athleticism and length. Dwight Howard knows how to use those gifts that he possesses.
At the end of the first quarter, what a blowout already in this one. Lakers on top, running away with this one. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. James is the all-time leader in playoff field goals made.
Always feel like I got it. Always feel like I got nickel.
And you know, Brett, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late game situations.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
They've got Smith. Rose is out there with Howard. Then there's Dion Waiters. And it's Kuzma, and it's small forward. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. A three-pointer off the mark. And for the Lakers, their shooting has been brilliant last game, 67% from the floor.
And positionless basketball, all the rage, and Kyle Kuzma really fits that mold. Is he a 3? Is he a 4? I don't know, but he gets buckets.
Here's Clemens. This is it to Green. He is hauled in by Los Angeles. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive. Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And very light-footed is Kuzma. Moves well for his size.
You know, kind of a tweener in terms of build, but he has the ability to light up that scoreboard, something every team can use.
And the Rockets with possession here. After Dion Waiters getting his 3 to go. Hits it from 3-point range. McLemore's got his first 3 points of the game.
The refill. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Well, and it's no secret that the Rockets are looking to take threes as often as possible. Over 45 a game.
Well, you think about the Rockets, and clearly they're the forerunners of the analytics application in how they play. Well over half their shots last season from 3-point range broke their own record last year in 3-point attempts.
Andrews out there now for the Lakers. Davis is checked in for Howard. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's LeBron in for Dion Waiters. And here's LeBron. James Harden getting it to go from deep.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Here's LeBron. James Harden picking up that last basket. Second chance effort. That one goes in. Davis has got 8 points.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Hey, guys standing around spectating. I mean, you got to get in there and get tough.
Harden, no good. Lakers win by 22. As Bronzak on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Green's checked in for J.R. Smith. Well, it was speculated all of last season and shortly after the finals ended that Anthony Davis had his wish fulfilled by getting traded to the Lakers.
And Davis and LeBron make as scary a duo as you could think of in the NBA. Missed out on some of the other marquee free agents, but AD will get a plethora of looks playing alongside LeBron.
And a foul called on Markieff Morris. That's his first foul. JaVale McGee's checked in for Markieff Morris. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Harden's shot is good.
The defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his second this quarter.
Pass to Green. Feeds to McGee. Outside Davis. Shot clock at 6. Lays it up and banks it in. 10 points for him.
He's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Over LeBron. Westbrook can't get it to go. Los Angeles has gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Stripped it away. And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Lakers making a switch here. Caruso's checked in. For Houston, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 almost. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Houston's gotten half their shots from 3-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. And Green gets it to go.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, man. You can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
The Rockets with another miss. And here's the Lakers. We're on a 13-3 run right now. And Caldwell-Pope kicks the basket.
And they're not afraid to let it fly from deep. They're looking to extend their lead with the 3 ball here in the second quarter.
Here's Harden, and the layup falls. Harden's got 10 10 points in the quarter.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
McGee. Harden against Green. Caldwell Pope kicks to Caruso. And another three for the Lakers.
Caldwell Pope really solid at passing the ball, and passes like that prove it.
Houston's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. They grabbed their own miss.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity for mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that.
And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
You look at the Lakers desperate to surround LeBron with talent to win now. They have improved, but isn't enough to go deep in the West.
And good on the second, Sir Dixon Hope. And the Lakers, for decades, Clark, a magnet for superstar free agents.
And you know, guys, in recent years, more of a mixed bag in that regard. Whether it's the turmoil in the Lakers organization, I think that's part of it, or the prospect of playing in LeBron's shadow. A number of elite players have elected to go elsewhere thus far.
Now Caldwell Pope, after Westbrook's missed three. Here's McGee. Shoots over Covington. Trying to get over his Davis. The shot's good from McGee. McGee's got 9.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And they pick up 2. And that's 15 points for James Harden.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
Caruso, the pass to Caldwell Pope, and he takes the fantastic lead pass out strong for the slam.
And with the leaping ability that Caldwell Pope possesses, he knows when to bounce to the rack and throw it down.
Here's Westbrook, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. He's got 9.
Not the best of shot selection there, but you know what? You do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Caruso kicks to Green. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. The 11-footer again, Los Angeles.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Westbrook finds Harden. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. On the wing, Green. Pass to Caruso. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
It's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Rockets shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. Here's Westbrook. Good. Westbrook's got 4 points this quarter.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
The feed now to McGee. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Houston, Green is checked in for Robert Covington. And McLemore is subbed in for Daniel House. A minute 42 left in the first half of the game. It's Kuzma penetrating. And Kuzma slams it in.
You know what? At 6'9", Kuzma is a terrific athlete and is very good at using that size and athleticism to knife through the defense.
Now here's Westbrook. 11 points in the game. Harden outside. Three-pointer. A rebound by the Lakers. Davis has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Caldwell Pope pushes to McGee. Davis, the pass to Caruso. And that one falls coming off of Davis's sleeve. Davis has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Westbrook. Here's the pass to McLemore. Outside Westbrook. Six to shoot. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you have to pick the top priority for McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, get in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim.
The big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard's checked in for JaVale McGee. Morris comes in for Davis. Smith checked in for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. And it's Waiters in for Alex Caruso. And here's Morris for 3. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Clemens, he's guarded by Waiters. Here's Clemens, and they come right back with their own 3-pointer. 8 points for him.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Los Angeles on top, opening up a huge gap. And just now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Contavious Caldwell Pope. Contavious, you guys were getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first half. How important is that?
I mean, they're important, man. We got to keep them off the glass. We can't get them second shot. We got our offensive rebounds as well. Get us on second chance at basket. Just keep working hard.
Well, you made it work in the first half, KCP. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. We'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
That was the half of the super set. A lot of offense coming off the bench.
Your input on the Rockets.
Well, they gave up too many good looks. Look at the field goal percentage against them. This tells the whole story.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
With a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. The players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard, too, aren't they? Because they get individual stats up on the board.
Oh, man. Didn't I tell you that? And then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, they should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled or not.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Rockets. It's Brooke and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. P.J. Tucker is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in the 3 spot.
You know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
And for Houston, they're shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Harden, that's good.
And Harden is a smart player. I mean, when the defense isn't right on him, he makes them pay. Love seeing him shoot that pull-up. Nice.
No good from LeBron. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
And I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. He's got 10. Back to LeBron. From deep three-point range. McGee, the pass to Davis. Harden with it. Picked up by Davis. For 3, Covington. They get it again. And Davis sends it back. They retain possession. And pushing it out. Here's Los Angeles. Green kicks to Caldwell Pope. Green breaking loose. And there's Caldwell Pope. That's good on the assist by Green.
And they get one. Now, 1 of 5 here in the third.
For Houston, they've gone only 1 of 6 in the field in the third quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. House the pass to Tucker. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Drills it from outside. Westbrook's got 14.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
2 points. That one goes.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Green with the rebound.
And scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
James looking it over. Outside, Green. From deep. It's rebounded by Houston.
You know, guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on the team is all about.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Nice shot by LeBron.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
Here's Westbrook following the basket by LeBron James. On deep. And it's Westbrook missing. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep to start things in the second half. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Yeah, that's just outstanding focus on these hard finishes. I mean, Caldwell Pope fighting to score through contact and making it happen.
Morris is checked in for JaVale McGee. And that one misses. And the foul called on Markieff Morris. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. For 3, Westbrook. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got his 16th rebound on the night. Green, the pass to James.
The meaning of the word layup, but he's much more interested in throwing it down when he can.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. For the 3. A rebound by Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope's got 4 rebounds in this game. Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
They've been looking at a sink offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
And how about the move he made there to come up and get himself clear in the lane to produce? Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Alex Caruso in for Green. And here is Los Angeles now. The Rockets making the shot. Back to LeBron. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And now in his mid-third, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
His dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Waiters, he's checked in for the Lakers. Now here's Waiters. Harden missing his last shot. Sinks the 3-pointer. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And that one, good.
Such an impressive all-around player. Carroll is good at scoring in the painted area as well.
Passes it to Morris. 8 feet away. Headshot off. The Rockets go the other way with it. Here's Clemens. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Houston's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. A shot by Harden, wide open, trains the three-pointer. Harden's got 7 points for the quarter.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Out to the right wing. Back to Waiters. Pass to Caruso. Nice ball movement in by the Lakers. Here's Davis. He's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
You know, gotta admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Now here's Harden. He's got 22. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Davis.
Well, I tell you what, you just cannot help but be in awe of the offensive dominance James Harden has had over the last few years. I mean, he's done so much for this team and done it with both his scoring and playmaking.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Howard comes in for Anthony Davis. And J.R. Smith subbed in for Alex Caruso.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Now here's Carroll. To Harden, takes the 3, buries it from three-point range. Harden's got 27. And when you look at usage rates, Harden is the offense for this team.
Yeah, you look at Harden's numbers over the last few years, and it has been absolutely ridiculous what he's done. I mean, there's no player who's had a better 3-year stretch in the history of the league. 30-plus points per game seasons the last few years, the near triple-double the year before. I mean, he's a marked man for every opponent, and he's still been able to put up these kinds of numbers. Absolutely amazing.
Now, here's Kuzma. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Kuzma inside. Misses the layup.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Now, here's Morris. And Waiters kicks to Morris. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Nailed from three-point land.
And Smith loves pulling up from 3. Never scared to fire when he's out beyond.
Clemens. He's guarded by Waiters. Rebounded by Howard.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
1:14 left in the third. Here's Clemens, and sent that by Howard. It's stolen by Carroll. It's stolen by Morris. And it's Rivers with the rebound.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
The pass to McLemore. From outside, off the mark. LA's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Waiters finds Morris. Now Kuzma from deep. They get it back. And that's good. Nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
You know, this is where Howard does the most damage. With his height and length and athleticism, how do you guard him inside?
Pocket 6. The Rockets with another miss. It's stolen by McLemore. Doesn't go for it. And so it's Los Angeles, able to put on a show for the ages. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. We come back right after this. down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Howard is out there with Jared Dudley. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then there's Deion Waiters. And it's Cook in the point guard. That's the Laker 5. Now here's Dudley. He dishes it to Howard. He kicks to Cook. He cornered. Good on the three-point shot. Cook's got the first baskets to get going in the fourth for the Lakers.
And, you know, I think this is exactly what you want Howard to do. I mean, when somebody's open, show that you're willing to give the ball up.
Green against Howard. Sinks that one from the post.
You know, that's not how you screen for your guys, but ultimately, they still found a way to come away with the hoop.
Here is Cook. Another shot out to Smith. Back to Waiters. Passes to Smith. That three off the mark. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Rockets. Down low. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You were so good at such an early age in your basketball career. At what point did you personally realize just how far the game could take?
You know, it really resonated with me, Kevin. I think at a summer basketball camp at Miami of Ohio, when some of the better campers, high school campers, were asked to play with the college guys at night. And then during pickup games in my hometown of Cleveland with some of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Jim Jones and the late Terry Furlow and Mike Mitchell, and being able to compete somewhat with those guys at 15 and 16 years of age, and having them encourage me to keep going, and that I'd have a chance to do what they were doing at the time, which was play pro ball. Well, you know, last season for the Rockets, not as strong as the season prior. 53 wins and 4th seed compared to 65 wins and the #1 seed in 2018. Still face the same fate in the playoffs, though. Not able to overcome the Warriors.
And the Rockets making a change here. The Bokolos checked in. But for the Rockets, that was the 4th time in the last 5 years they've lost to the Warriors in the playoffs.
And it's easy to see why this team has become a bit obsessed with beating the Warriors. They've been unable to do it in 4 or 5 meetings. The team is still in a good spot to compete. I think they just need to tweak just a touch to maybe get over the hump.
Count that one.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
LA has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Cook dishes to Dudley. Rivers against Smith. Caldwell Pope pass to Howard. Over Chandler. Howard misses. Rockets are gone 2 or 3 for the field to get the 4th quarter started. Here's Rivers. Boklo kicks to Mbamute. Rebound the Lakers. Howard's Lakers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the 4th quarter. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Rockets shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Rivers passes to Clemens. 11 feet away. Here's Chandler. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. J.R. Smith picks one up.
Yeah, and Chandler, a difference maker defensively. The shot blocking, the controlling of the lane. He also gobbles up those rebounds.
And some changes here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Alex Caruso in for J.R. Smith. Here's Caruso. Here's Cook. It's rebounded by Houston. Chandler's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Mbamute. Clemens. He's guarded by Dudley. Here's Clemens. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And you can see what the emphasis was at halftime. Here in the second, a lot more effort to get the ball inside, and it's starting to pay dividends.
On the free throw, no good.
And, well, whatever your feelings may be on the Rockets, you can't deny their offense works.
Yeah, it does work, really. I mean, I agree with you. Second in offensive rating last year, fourth in effective field goal percentage. This team knows how to produce points and be efficient in doing so, and they stay with their approach. They don't let teams take them off their game plan.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Now Dudley. Shot clock at 6. Caldwell Pope passed it up. Here's the three. And again, no good by the Lakers.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Rivers releases. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
And look at how quick he was to fight on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's Cook. Dishes it to McGee. Yep, that one goes.
Hey, there's a reason why he shoots such a high percentage, guys. I mean, he picks smart shots, high-quality shots, and close shots that he takes.
Here's Clemens. Pass to Mbah. Back to Chandler. Clemens. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. With 1 on the clock. On the pass to Mbah. Here's Clemens. Connects from three-point range.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Cook kicks to Caruso. Cook looking it over. Out to the right wing. Tries again. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kuzma's checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. McLemore's checked in. For Houston, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Shoots from 12. That's good on the jump shot. And it's Cook with the ball for the Lakers. Chandler with the steal. Rivers dishes to McLemore. Caboclo kicks to Rivers.
And what a journey it's been for Austin Rivers since being drafted 10th overall back in 2012. Looks like he might not have what it takes to be an NBA player early, but he persevered and is now an integral part of this group.
Rivers hits both of them. And with Rivers, he's never given up on himself and continued to add to his game. Even, Greg, as he's gone from team to team.
You know, he's shown that he can function as either the point or off guard and still give great production from either spot. And as he grows older, you can see him being a top-level 6 man for the rest of his career.
Now Rivers, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma from deep. McGee with the block, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by McGee. Dion Waiters checked in for the Lakers. Dion Waiters. Here's Caboclo. He's guarded by Dudley. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jarrett Dudley. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the strike.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Here's McLemore, and the dunk by McLemore.
Mbah a Moute is a lockdown defender, and he's really good at jumping the passing lanes and going after steals.
Here's Cook. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but it go to the line for two. And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Chandler, the pass to Mbah a Moute. Here's Caboclo. He's guarded by Dudley. Just 5 on the clock. And there's a foul to go on Jared Dudley. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
You know, with LeBron coming to LA, the Lakers trying to speed up their timeline. I mean, the roster never quite got gelled. The end result, LeBron's first time outside the playoffs since 2005, which was his 2nd season as a pro. That's a remarkable run.
Passes it to Cook. And waiters, here we go. And Chandler sends it down.
And how about the basketball IQ of Chandler? Just knows exactly when to sky and commit to blocking shots.
Here's Cook. Kuzma outside. The tray. Rebounded by Caboclo. And when you look back on LeBron's first year in Los Angeles, Clark, how would you rate it?
Well, I think a mild disappointment, but remember now, before he got hurt, there were 4 or 5 games above 500, but the injuries, some other drama, really changes in the front office, instability led to a disappointing and frustrating season.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Howard's checked in. Los Angeles with another miss.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Anthony Davis.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
Smith checked in for Kyle Kuzma.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top. Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Raiders on the wing. Kicks it to Howard. Makes it off the glass.
It's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Rivers, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
And here's Los Angeles now. Raiders for 3. Hits the 3-point bomb.
These players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
McLemore, no good. Here is Cook. Over Rivers. So it's Los Angeles win this one easy. This one may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Anthony, an impressive win, and it seemed like a collective effort out there tonight.
Guys come in and stepped up and played tremendously. So I just go out there and play with all my energy and everything I had in me and leave it all on the floor, and glad we got the win.
Hey, Anthony, thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you, man.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.